All right, there goes the pen, Nick. All right, Nick. Nick, you don't have no fancy comedic name or anything, I see.
Nope.
Just Nick.
Nick Hahn, my legal name, which is probably not going to end well.
Well, you sure you didn't want to change it? You could always change it now.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what would you even like name yourself, dude? Like,
comedians are hard. It's either like you make a fake name or you just roll with your government name.
Yeah, I know. There's like Earthquake. There's like Charismatic. There's
Carrot Top, I guess, but
Top.
we don't want to go down that route. I can see that. Are you from Connecticut?
I am from Connecticut. Yeah. Well, I was raised in East Lyme. Went to college in Boston.
Cool.
Dropped out, and I've been there ever since.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So how did you get into comedy?
Always loved comedy, and so funny story. There's this open mic in Cambridge, Massachusetts, at the Middle East nightclub and restaurant. I went
You
there.
didn't go to Harvard, did you?
No, I went to BU. I went to Stupid People Harvard, which is where they just shove all the rich kids who get like a B+ average. It's true. So there's this place in Cambridge. I went when I was a sophomore in college with a friend, and I saw like it was like local comedy, very local. Like there's the Wilbur Theater and the Wang Theater, and they do like the touring headliners. People have Netflix specials. I went to this very local place, and I saw this guy. It was run by this guy Josh Day. He's very crazy, but very funny. And then I saw this up and coming guy, and you probably know him, Andrew Breen. Mm-hmm. And he was just like having a psychotic breakdown. He was like banned from his school's dining hall, and he's like, "Dude, I'm fucking crazy." I'm like, comedy's really different from Netflix. And then I never went back until last year. And I went back to the same open mic, the Middle East in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I just got drunk, went up, and then I got bit. I got bit by the bug, because it takes a while. You just suck for a long time, still suck, but when you can figure it out, and you just get, you just go ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba, and a room full of people laugh at you, it's like...
Is there a certain, so with music, there's a certain voice, if you will, that you find? Is there a certain voice that you find in comedy?
For sure, just it takes a lot longer for people than I think people realize, because a lot of the times you see at open mics, and I'm guilty of this myself, like you wear your influences on your sleeve, especially in the way you deliver your jokes. Like there's different genres of like what kinds of jokes and how they're written. Like you'll hear people like, oh, this guy's trying to do Louis C.K. This guy's trying to do Tim Dillon. This guy's trying to do Giannis Pappas, you know?
Who's your biggest influence? Because that's kind of what they do. They kind of, maybe if you have an influence, they maybe see that, and then it's... They do that with music too. Oh, you sound like Jimmy Morrison, or you sound like Eminem, or...
Right, but in comedy you can't do like fucking covers, man, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just gotta...
Yes.
It's all gotta be you, and it's not always you at first. But, yeah. Louis C.K. growing up, for sure. Tom Segura. Tim Dillon, lately, and probably Mark Maron. Mark Maron's who really got me into like adult comedy, like we were talking about, like you and your problems, you know? I got those too, bro.
Mature stuff, adult stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have to give like an exact number, but how many like open mics would you say you've done?
I've been doing this since February 2022. It's been a year and 2 weeks open mic stuff. I did like 7 a week, 1 every day, but like sometimes multiple times a day. 7 times. So probably like 400-ish in the last year.
A year, huh?
I mean, if you're also including like just gigs, you know?
Yeah, like this or whatever.
Yeah. So probably about 300 to 400.
Cool. What's your creative process?
Well, I kind of do what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm on a futon. I'm, like, really stoned. And, you know...
I vape.
You vape?
Yeah. Same.
Right on.
Can we do it here?
I was just vaping before you guys came in.
Hell yeah, dude. You know how to make us feel at home. But yeah, dude, you just always have that paper on you. Because stuff just comes to you. Like the baby Jesus, just boop.
Yep.
You know? No, it's like, go share this with the world. It's in the shower, about to fall asleep, you're grocery shopping, like, if you want to take it seriously and work on developing material, you have to sit down and write, but all the best stuff always comes just randomly.
Freestyling, if you will?
Yes. That's the stuff I keep.
Do you have any, like, pre-store rituals? So, I do songs with Frank Capo, I don't know how you know him as, And I'm scared to get on the stage, if you will. Like, so that got to be one of the biggest obstacles too, just even getting up there.
Yeah. The first time I went up, the only way I could get the balls was to get drunk, and then that's the only time that I've drank before I've gone on stage, because some people, they lean on it, you know?
Yep.
It's a crutch, like they can't go on stage without a drink, and I don't know, just I didn't want to make that a big crutch, but yeah, like I said, just getting back up and making it a habit, when you can get a room...
Muscle memory, like,
huh?
almost like muscle memory, you know, they train the Marines to kind of do this, so when they're under stress, their body does it. You know?
Oh, well, yeah,
do
of course.
something repetitive.
Of course, yeah, because it's an innately stressful situation. Like, you're going up and you're, like, taking a chance in front of a room full of strangers. It's terrifying, and it's been terrifying. It was for me for, like, the first 6 months, and you just go up and you black out and you just pray. You know what I mean? And then, once you start getting that positive feedback, you sort of settle into it, and that's how you get comfortable, I guess.
Yeah. What's the most challenging part about comedy for you, and then the most funnest part?
Most challenging? I guess I'm lucky in that I don't see it as a challenge. It's just fun right now.
Cool.
But and the most fun is killing.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, that's the second best part. Killing, it feels like you're smoking crack. It's just, just you know, and people are like, yep, it's great. But I mean, meeting comedians, because it's like regular people fucking suck, dude. They're so boring.
Yeah.
And then, but that's, you know, the connections, the comedy community in Boston and Worcester, New Hampshire, Maine. It's just, it's good people trying to do a good thing. You know what I mean? And they're fucking funny.
How do you want your comedy to be remembered?
Huh?
How do you want your comedy to be remembered?
I don't want it to be remembered.
Nice.
I just do it for the love of the game, man.
Okay, well, that's viable too. So, what's your plugs? Where can they find you? What's your socials?
Yeah, Facebook. Just add me on my personal account, Nick Hahn. Instagram is Nick_is_Hahn. YouTube is where I have my tapes. If you want to put me on one of your shows, I got a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute tape.
Yes.
And I think that's it.
And then this is when I put a little sound effect because of the 4 crazier questions. Now, do you believe in aliens?
You gotta. Even if it's God, you know, you gotta.
Other dimensions?
I mean, yeah, dude. Yeah.
What did you want to be as a kid? Was it a comic? Your dream job, if you will?
I mean, pretty much. It's one of those things where you're like, in another alternate reality.
Yeah.
And then I dropped out
I
of
want to
school.
be a basketball player.
I that was never in my repertoire of careers.
Do you, so I usually ask this from musicians, do you sing in the shower, but you could do comedy, and is it considered practice?
You can tell the comedians that practice their comedy in the shower.
Would that be a different type, if you will?
That's what. Well, it depends on their style. Like some
clean ones, if you will. They're too clean.
Dude, fucking write that down, man. I'm gonna forget that. But yeah, it's when you're first getting started. It's a lot easier if you have a plan. And then once you're comfortable on stage, then you just wing it and have fun, you know. But when you're first starting, you gotta know what you're doing. Otherwise,
all in.
Yeah.
Balls deep, if you will.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming along for that.
All right, Liam, go do your thing.
Yeah.